What up, YouTube? Pink Ladies, T-Birds. Just happen to be watchers of my shit. My name is Jimmi Pynk, and I'm here to review Feud Season 1, Episode 9. And I'm sorry, I'm distracted. I was supposed to review it last night. I was prepared to review it last night. I actually had on a different outfit last night, so we'll go ahead and put up the looks. Goes as follows. And generally, if I'm home, I'm kind of getting, for any of the reviews I do, RuPaul's Drag Race, Riverdale, what have you, I'm usually getting dressed pretty much on the commercial breaks. So as I was actually doing my makeup, I was already dressed. My, whatever the fuck he is, decides to show up and he's all upset. Long story short, I don't know. I'm just in not a good place today, and I really couldn't watch the episode. I was trying to watch it, but he was fussing about stuff in his life, and I really couldn't watch it, so I just watched it again. So I knew the premise of it, and there were things that I remembered from last night, but watching it today in the state that I'm in, the episode took on a whole nother meaning for me. Specifically the scene where Joan and Bette are talking to each other, and Bette asks Joan, how does it feel to be the most beautiful girl in the world? It's wonderful, but was never enough. How does it feel to be the most talented woman in the world? It was good, but it was never enough. You can be pretty. Makeup will make you fucking pretty, even if you're not pretty, if you get the skills. Talent's a little bit harder, but you can be talented, you can be creative, you can have the best body on earth, you could be somebody's perfect type. And at the end of the day, if they don't really want you, it ain't enough. I'm going to try not to, because I feel like my face is extra beat today. And I'm like, of course, this would be the day that I would be fighting fucking tears all fucking day. But anyway, we only got one more episode left. And I was like, I will not skip doing the episode, especially if I have time to do it. So we're doing it. So let's talk about how they start the film and how they is just doing Joan straight fucking dirty. Not to say she didn't deserve it, but they was doing her dirty. She gets her scene. They do the first shot of the scene when she comes in. And they like, all right, you nailed it. We done. She like, you don't want to do another one? Because this time Joan is like, all right, I'm in this. I can't fuck around. I'm going to do my best work on this, which is where Bette Davis was at with Baby Jane is where Joan was at now. So she's like, I'm not drinking on this picture. I'm here to work. So she super prepared and shit. And when they're like, oh, one take Jake, she like, seriously, that's how y'all feel? That's what we doing right now? Okay. And then she notices Bob and Bette being chummy. So when she says to old boy, like, it's nothing like the first day of being on set. And he like, well, this is my 5th day, but congratulations. So now she's starting to put 2 and 2 together. Like, I wasn't even here from the beginning. Like, and we keep seeing Bette just being all up in the tea because she's a producer. Well, again, this episode, we've gotten a lot of bookends where they were so much alike. This was the episode where we seen like how much they were different. Because when Joan was a producer on whatever happened to Baby Jane, it truly was just a vanity title. Like, she didn't do none of her produciary fulfillments. She wouldn't promote the film. Bette is a producer. Motherfucker. Bette is a producer on the film. And Bette is all about it. Like, no, this has got to be right. And I'm here for everything. And I'm going to oversee and make sure this film is fucking excellent. I want this better than Baby Jane. And I want my Oscar that you stole, bitch. So we going to make sure everything is motherfucking right. So, Bette is just in Bob's ear the whole fucking time. And we all know from these scenes, whether this is true or not, I'm going off of the show. Joan was a fucking nightmare on the Baby Jane set. So, these two ain't got no problem with, we gonna keep your ass in check. Also, I'm a little bit confused, and if y'all know, comment below and let me know. So, was this supposed to be insinuated that Bob and Bette was fucking? Or was they just like really, really good friends because she had been through divorces and stuff and she was just helping them out and they was just kicking it? Or was they actually fucking? Because the scene where like they was drunk and he was taking her clothes off, like she was, that shit seemed intimate to me. Like, it's a difference between, okay, you drunk, let me get you comfortable and get you in bed, and you like all in between her legs while you unbuttoning her shirt and she kissing you on the lips. So I guess they fucking. I don't know. Y'all let me know if they're not. The scene where Joan was, you know, they had their scene together, Joan and Bette. And Joan was acting and everything, and they were getting it all right, and then it was time to reverse the shot. And Bette was just like, nah, you gave me what it is. I'm good. I have a script girl read it. We don't need you. And they sent her to go lay down, at which point that broke Joan, because she wasn't drinking. She pulled that motherfucking flask out and got busy and passed out and came back out her trailer, and everybody was gone back to the hotel and left her ass in the trailer. Now, they claim they didn't do that on purpose, and we did see the scene where when she did the one take and they were all sitting around drinking, the actors were sitting around and Bob was sitting around drinking, that they was really like, damn, Joan really impressed us. I can't believe she got that in one take. So that at first, it wasn't no shade. Like, they really just was like, okay, she here to work. Like, she really fucking nailed that entrance in one take. We good. But Joan got them insecurities. She mentioned them like, I didn't start from the theater. I started shaking my ass in the motherfucking club. Soaked in scotch. Like, y'all ain't never gonna give me my props. And that is something that happens with older age. It does. When you're always the pretty one, and you start getting older, so your beauty is starting to fade, and you start realizing that there are really, literally a lot of people that value you just because you're pretty, I can see that breaking somebody in regular, everyday life, that you go to work 9 to 5 every day. So could you imagine if that's your career and you are adored? And back in the day, I'm not going to say it wasn't plastic surgery, but back in the day, perfect example, you got 70-year-old women playing 50-year-olds. And them 50-year-old women look like that. Not to mention, like, wasn't no health. Motherfuckers was eating steak and drinking and smoking cigarettes every day. I mean, I drink and smoke cigarettes every day. And I'm almost 40, and I don't think I really look like I'm almost 40. Especially not when I'm made up. Like, if I don't have none of my makeup on or nothing like that in my work clothes, motherfuckers be shocked. They don't even be thinking I'm in my 30s. But that's a different lifestyle, man. Like Hollywood and being on the set, 12-hour days and all that, and always having to keep up appearances. That's a different fucking lifestyle. I can kind of see why back then. And of course, back then we didn't have what we have now. Well, you have disorders. Like, obviously, Joan is fucked up in the head. Like, she needed to see a psychiatrist, and she probably did need to be on some kind of medication. That bitch bipolar like a motherfucker. But wasn't no such thing as bipolar back then. You know what I'm saying? So, they self-medicated. Speaking of medication, when that bitch pulled that fake ailment, and I love how it all came down to Mamacita in the end. I loved that. It all came down to Mamacita in the end. She was like, you know what? I told your ass if you threw something at my head again, I'm out and I'm out. And she was like, you can't leave me like this. And Mamacita was like, you did this to yourself. She did. Joan was petty. And I think part of that was, I don't want to quite equate it to Michael Jackson, but a little bit. If you lost your virginity at 11, and all you know in life is to use your body to get what you want, you think you're mature, but really mentally you never did. That's why she was still doing that petty high school type shit. Another part that was heartbreaking to me was when she was talking to Bob, Bette was talking to Bob about when she first did her screen test and she stuck around to see what they said about her. And she said Jack Warner was like, who would want to fuck that? And she said, I was 22 years old and nobody ever did. Like, that would make you rethink some things. Like, well, wait a minute. Did I stay a virgin until I was 22, till whenever because that was my choice? Or is it because nobody was really ever interested in me because I wasn't pretty? And then I look at old pictures of Bette Davis. And I'm like, okay, she might not have been the most gorgeous or glamorous, but she wasn't ugly. So I'm lost. I'm straight up and down lost. Finally, I just really didn't understand why Joan Crawford, if you needed this picture that damn bad, and I understand they was cutting your lines and Bette Davis was producer and she was all over everything, and Mamacita told you that a minute ago. I don't even know why you're putting yourself through this, because you still want to be a celebrity, you still want to be a star, so you want to do another film. And what happened was you fucked up and ruined your fucking career over it. Because you was faking that illness. They said, well, guess what? Now we're going to have our doctors take a look at you. And if we find out any bullshit, like you can't be working and you don't come back to work, we going to sue that ass. Well, what happened? She got back to work. She was doing the part. They want to cut lines again. You faked being sick again. And they got your ass. We already had a doctor look at you. Ain't nothing fucking wrong with you. And then when she tried to seduce the doctor, that's all she know. She is the definition of pussy control. That's all she know. Fuck to get what I want. That's all she know. Even at late of an age as she was. Fuck to get what I want. That's all you know. And that young doctor was like, I'm not here for that. Plus you old. Like, it's different now. Like, who's a 50-year-old actress? Is Halle Berry 50 yet? Oh yeah, Sandra Bullock is 50, right? Who 50? I'm trying to think, like, who is an actress that's like that age? Meryl Streep is a little bit too old. I want to say Halle Berry got to be close to 50 if she ain't 50 yet. Oh, okay. Perfect example. I'm looking at my Entertainment Weekly. Goldie Hawn. And Goldie Hawn older than 50. But if a 50-year-old look like that, yeah, a young man would hit it. That's not what y'all look like. You got a 70-year-old woman playing you, so you look not fresh to death no more. You know what I mean? For a younger man to fuck you. Or in days now of YouTube and the internet, everybody want to be a celebrity, so they'll fuck a celebrity just so they can write a fucking article for fucking Reddit or fucking have TMZ interview them. But it wasn't like that back then, so that wasn't offering that young man nothing. But at the end of that episode, especially when you got vindictive and said, you know what, fuck it. I'm shutting the picture down. I want it shut down. And once it's shut down, then I'll make a recovery. Ain't nobody going to take food out of my mouth. They not going to do this to me. Nobody will take this part. Oh, and did y'all see the shade? The shade where Bette Davis was like, Vivian, I'm not doing this slice of Americana with this very British Vivian Lee. Who would believe she's a Southern Belle? She plays Scarlett O'Hara. Unconvincingly. Shade. Also, they threw in the thing with BD getting married. I'm always happy to see Sally Draper. But Sally Draper playing Sally Draper. Sorry about it. I'd like to see her do more stuff because I do think she's a good actress and she's one of those rare cases where a child actress grew up to still be a good actress. But y'all got to give her a shot at playing somebody else besides a 60s period piece where she's dogging her mom. Get her something else. But that monologue was cool. All in all, I have to say I did like the episode. It was not one of my favorites. And maybe I'll have to watch it again when I'm not in the state that I'm in because there was a lot of shit that hit me in a way that I'm not 100% sure that's how it was supposed to hit me. Or actually maybe I was experiencing exactly what I was supposed to experience and I experienced it even more. Again, not getting into the personal, but the whole thing of, like, it don't matter if you're pretty, it don't matter if you're talented, if they don't want you, they don't want you, is just kind of what I took from that. Like, you can do that now. Like I said, I'm looking at the Entertainment Weekly on my coffee table right now, well, underneath my coffee table right now, with Goldie Hawn, like, and you still can do a movie with a younger person. They wasn't doing that shit back then. So that's fucked up. But anyway, I'm so sorry. Amongst my modeling bullshit, it's a couple other things I want to talk about. Number one, the scene where they was talking about they wanted her own doctors because she was about to be in breach of contract with Bette and Joan, and Bette was there, and they had Bette in orange and Joan in green, so you can just like see, like, them is the colors they use for colorblind tests. Like, those are technically, it would be red and orange, but you do have to, I mean, red and green, but you do have to consider the coloring of the times and what people were actually wearing. I thought that was brilliant, having them on the opposite ends of the table in the opposite colors. Also, I had forgot all about I forgot about it again. I remember the ultimate shade at the very end of the episode. How could I forget this? The ultimate shade at the end of the episode, where you see the picture of Bob. They're taking the photo of Bob, Bette, and Olivia de Havilland, all with Cokes in their hand, sitting in front of the motherfucking Coke cooler. That was the ultimate shade. And it's so fucking crazy because it kind of is topical right now. If I thought they were doing these episodes right now, I'd have been like, Ryan Murphy, you a motherfucker. Because that's so topical right now with the Pepsi thing with the Kylie Jenner and then Madonna through shade by posting the picture of her in the red dress with the Coke, and it kind of gave me that a little bit. And I'm like, shade ain't nothing new. We just got a new motherfucking name for it. Thank you. I'm sorry this ain't one of my wonderfully exciting reviews. I just don't got it in me. But I did want to at least get a review. I will be here for the finale. So if you are not a Pynk lady or a T-Bird already, feel free to click wherever the Sailor Moon little pink circle icon is. Also, my Patreon. Once again, thank you to Andrew Blossom, who has pledged $5 a month to my Patreon. So thank you for that. And also, watch some other videos. I will tell you one thing I am going to miss. I'm going to miss my glorious old Hollywood boudoir looks, because next season it's going to be Charles and Princess Diana, and I guess I'm going to have to dress up like a fucking princess, which ain't a bad thing. I mean, I am the Midwest princess after all. However, I'm going to miss my good Hollywood glamour. Maybe another show will come along that I can do it for. But once again, thank you for rocking with me. And this is such a bad video. I apologize.